Hi there, Leo. Welcome to your end of February 2022. Whoopsie daisy, 23 tarot update. It's Raina here. So I'm recording this on the new moon in Pisces, and you just had a full moon in your sign. So I wonder how the first half of the month has been for you in terms of like any endings or things that have kind of peaked for you in some way. Let's see what the cards say about the end of February going into March. Well, there you have it. The sun card, the card, this planet that rules you. What a great card to have as the centerpiece. You can't make this up, can you? These two cards are connected to you. The Strength card. Oh my gosh, you've got so much major arcana action here. Okay. Well, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This is good mojo for love, for sure. With the Sun card and the Ace of Cups. I know that much. Okay. I think I usually start with the center card. I'm going to start with the past position. We have the Four of Cups. This is a card, you can see that there's a pensive expression on this person's face. They're kind of staring into space. The expression is not very, enthused, to say the least. Cups are water energy. And like the Rider-Waite deck, they show somebody handing her a cup, which is symbolic of somebody handing you love. But you know something? When you're in a relationship with someone and maybe you've been dissatisfied for a long time and finally they get the memo, perhaps you mentioned it, hopefully you've mentioned it and didn't just expect them to read your mind. But if they finally are afraid that you're about to leave, they may suddenly start to treat you how you've wanted to be treated all along, and yet it might be too late. You may have already moved on emotionally. And, if somebody has cheated, maybe you've given somebody a chance over and over again for some bad behavior, addiction issues. And finally, it's just like your heart, it's not that your heart is hardened, but you just no longer have those feelings because you realize that you're not aligned with that person. And it's not to say that in all cases you can never be, but it's probably that something is not resonating anymore. And perhaps at one time it was. The heart of the matter is the Sun card, and this is that card of love, joy, success, I was going to say affluence, but I mean prosperity, healing, all the good things. And so there's a stark contrast, obviously, between those two cards. So luckily, the Four of Cups is in the past position. Luckily, they're not reversed. And it's like you're currently like the Four of Cups. But this is not how Leos want to feel. Leos, are ruled by the sun. So Leos tend to be sunny. And if you're ever feeling blah, dissatisfied, there's a good chance that you are not experiencing the kind of joy that you deserve to feel. And that is natural for you to feel as the sign ruled by the sun. So it's a good sign when you're with someone that makes you feel like that. So perhaps you've met somebody that makes you feel joyous when you were feeling meh in the past. And the 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 thing about Leo is that they tend to be very steadfast because Leo is a fixed sign. And so people automatically think, oh, Leo is so loyal. Well, yeah, but also Leo is a fixed sign. So we could say that about all the fixed signs. We could say that about Aquarius. We could say that about Taurus and Scorpio. But there's also this fear of change. There's also this fear of the unknown. You don't like your food dish being moved. So, it's not that I'm saying that you're not loyal, because I do think you have a big heart and that you would naturally want to, you don't want to hurt someone, but it's also that feeling of sticking with the known quantity. But if you've met someone and you can see the stark contrast, or if this is like that you really feel called upon to shine your light and you're in a dead end job, or maybe a job that no longer you feel emotionally connected to, then it's, you're going to want to leave that situation. The higher message, the spiritual message, is represented by the Strength card. And you see that in this, I was going to say, oh, they don't have the lion in this, but they do. Her face is half lion. And then she's got like a little lamb there. And really, I think now that I think about, the lamb to me represents that you don't always have to be a tough guy when you're being when you're trying to assert yourself. Sometimes, there's this book called The Art of War, and I haven't read it, but I think it does have something about, when you have an opponent and you try to show the opposite of like that tough exterior, maybe your vulnerability, I don't know, but you're not trying to be tough, and that is actually a great strategy. But it certainly is the fact that it's like, to me, it can be speaking about a healing that has been taking place and that is putting you in a better place. So, or even like your confidence coming back. So, for instance, if you were in a job that really, where you were not treated with respect, you were like, not given the type of respect that you're due, just as a human being, not because you're a Leo, but just as a human being, perhaps you now feel seen and appreciated. If maybe you've started your own little business and people are like, in awe of some of your creations, and it feels so nice to be treated like that when you haven't had that. Leos sometimes get accused of being narcissist or self-absorbed because they want to have that sense of their talents reflected back on them. This is just human nature and also what we deserve. It's like the Six of Wands is that Leo card as well, and it's kind of like taking your bow, and there's nothing wrong with that. What crosses you is the wheel, which is the Wheel of Fortune. This card is connected to Jupiter, and it could be that there's something going on where if you are in love with someone, let's say that you've fallen in love with someone, but either one or both of you are still involved with other people, then the timing might not be right. The wheel is about the cyclical, the alignment with different cycles in life. Well, sometimes you meet people when you are still with other people and it's messy, and you have to clean up those messes. You can't just jump into something new when you still have something old. So the point is that, are you willing to do the work that it takes to kind of let go where you need to let go and to make space for something new. Maybe that's what has to happen. What's coming in is the King of Swords. Now, I always say that this is like Aquarius energy because, all swords are air signs. But the King of Swords to me is like the most attached of all. So whether this is a person coming in who is an Aquarius, but I do feel like this is kind of what you have to muster up within yourself because, fire energy is emotional energy. And the King of Swords is about, when you need to make, let's say you need to make a decision, but you can't allow your emotions to dictate anything. Like you have to just be pure intellect or pure logic. And because, like, with the Four of Cups, there's dissatisfaction, but sometimes there still may be that sense of like emotions that haven't really been healed. That it's kind of like things that haven't been said. Sometimes even when you're going to break up with someone, you still feel like you have to have that talk and you have to clear the air. And so it can feel like kind of messy because of that. And the King of Swords, maybe you do have to state certain things so that you can feel like you can walk away from something knowing that you want that other person to know why you have been dissatisfied, and clear the air without having to fear that it's going to start some kind of argument or you're going to hurt their feelings, And the last card, the outcome card, is the Ace of Cups. New beginnings in love. If this is some kind of career move, it could be like something in the healing arts or creativity that you are pursuing. And this, she's holding it in front of her heart chakra, so it's very it's connected to her emotions in a new sort of way. Totally different vibe than the Four of Cups for sure. All right, that's what I have for you, Leo. I hope that this resonated. If you would like a private reading, the link is below. Thanks for watching. Take care.